What do we know about the movement of people? Are they people coming into Turkey? Are they moving further within Syria? What do you know from being on that border there?
Well, at the moment, we haven't seen any kind of real movement from the Syrian side over into the Turkish side. We do know that there's been around about reports of about 15,000 people leaving Afrin and moving out of that corridor. Now, we're about 38 kilometres away from Afrin at the moment, and I can tell you in the last couple of hours, there's been a real heightened security presence. There's a really big rally going on behind me, which you might be able to hear as people start to celebrate or commemorate Gallipoli. So it's no coincidence that this announcement about the capture of Afrin has happened on the same day as Gallipoli commemorations. Now, this is considered, as we've heard, a major milestone for Turkey. We've already heard about how one of the main objectives of the operation was to clear the YPG out of Afrin. But one of the other main objectives was also to link Afrin to another area of land that Turkey managed to take in Operation Euphrates last year. Now, President Erdogan has said in the past it has no intention of giving any of that land back to the Syrian regime, to the regime of Bashar al-Assad, and instead it wants to create a sort of border security zone of sorts.
Caitlin, for the people there who live on the Turkish side of that border with Syria, this operation is particularly pertinent to them because, in fact, since it was launched, as you well know, there have been attacks and rockets fired onto Turkish towns, which have also cost civilian lives. So for those people, it's very much about their security as well.
Yeah, Afrin's probably a really good example of a Turkish city that's absorbed a large number of refugees. The population here was about 98,000 a couple of years ago, and now it's had about 130,000 Syrians come over the border and set up life here. So there's been a real integration. It's probably too early to tell if there's going to be any kind of movement back across the border. Certainly, this town feels what's happening in Syria very, very closely. There's been a lot of movement over the decades between the two sides. In terms of civilians leaving Afrin, we know that a lot have left. Many have headed towards the areas that are controlled by the regime, and we're not really sure now what's in store for them.
Caitlin McGee and Kilis, thank you very much indeed, Caitlin.